inspiration from my environment and from other art forms. Music, of course, but going to an art gallery or walking the East Coast Trail in nature and reading books, going to trad sessions. I get a lot of inspiration from that because of the storytelling element of it, and I like to approach my own performance in a way of that I'm telling a story. So I was lucky enough last year when I was pregnant with this little squirmer to play a Mozart concerto with the Sinfonia, and I was 5+ months pregnant, and so as far as personal challenge points, it was really high, but I've never done anything like that, never thought I'd have an opportunity to, so definitely playing the solo with the orchestra. And then the photo shoot with Greg Locke, I have a very specific memory of getting just a little uptight about it. And on our walk-in, I promptly stepped in dog poop. And it took me down a few notches, so it helped everything relax, and he was great with that too, so twofold. The extent of the varied backgrounds that everyone in the orchestra has and where everyone comes from. We all come from incredibly varied paths of life. And when the audience sees us perform on stage, that's just one element of everyone's life. But we have doctors, we have dentists, we have lawyers, we have lots of teachers and professors. And I think that's what makes the orchestra so unique and special, is that we come from very different paths and bring a lot of variety to the table. Mark or Maestro David will kill me, but it does happen fairly frequently. He gets really into it, and it's, again, one of the things that's special about the orchestra, and he loses his glasses. He knocks them flat off his face, and I think it's both funny and endearing. I really enjoy it. I'm a French horn player, so we play with everyone, really, so I love Brahms, and most Beethoven are desert island things for me. Mahler, because I have to. Being a brass player, it's pretty huge. And Shostakovich, big fan. Hi, what are you doing? We just did the one that was top on my list, the second Masterworks. I was really pumped about and am still very excited about how it went. Honestly, the disco show, I'm really excited about it. Anytime that we get to feel like rock stars as orchestral musicians, I'm all for it. I love Lohauer Rosier Blooming, or I'll slaughter the German, I won't even try. Ernest and Rose Unsprungen, I think it's called. Both the brass choir version and the King Singers did one that's just gorgeous. Well, Baby's First Christmas is pretty exciting, and seeing everything through a developing young human's eyes is great. We put up our Christmas tree last night, and the width of his eyes when the lights were turned on was just wonderful. We're also traveling down to the States to visit my side of the family. My mom's Canadian and my dad's American, so I'm a dual citizen, and we're going down to Chicago to visit all of Rabbit and his relations and introduce Henry to the extended side of my dad's side of the family. Okay, there's savory and sweet. Savory, I love stuffing with chestnuts and like drenched in gravy. It's probably the worst thing for you, but man, I look forward to it every year. And on the sweet side of things, my great-grandmother's Scottish shortbread, where my grandmother taught me how to make it, and it's labor-intensive. You have to add 1 tablespoon of flour at a time. Yeah, and the way she described it was each granule of flour needs to be enrobed in butter. So, yeah, it's really good. Well, ever since getting married and having this guy tradition is a huge focus for us now. So since meeting Andrew, my husband, the midnight service at Gower is definitely a tradition for us, especially since we've moved back to St. John's. And in the morning, the grown-ups, we do lox and bagels and cream cheese, and then mimosas, now that we're of age. Before it was just orange juice and sparkling water. But a special breakfast, and definitely Christmas at Gower. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you, Avery. You're welcome. just gets so into it, and it's like wham! Or he's thrown his baton a couple times by accident. It's pretty great.